Hey everyone, welcome back. We're diving deep today, getting into some crucial insights on a topic that I'm sure is on a lot of people's minds. We're talking about retirement savings.
Yeah, retirement, big topic, lots to think about, lots of different ways to approach it. And, with how things have been going, a lot of folks are looking for ways to secure their financial future, maybe a little differently.
Yeah, especially with the market being a bit unpredictable these days, a lot of people are considering different paths, and that's where things like gold IRAs come in. Today, we're going to explore gold IRAs as, a potential way to really diversify your retirement portfolio and look at how they could play a part in achieving your financial goals.
Exactly. It's about looking beyond the traditional stocks and bonds, considering alternative assets and, precious metals like gold. They've always had that kind of like safe haven appeal,
Ah.
especially when things are a bit shaky.
Right. And the Gold IRA is a specific type of account. It's a self-directed individual retirement account. That self-directed part's important. It basically gives you more control. It means you can choose to invest in physical precious metals. So we're talking gold, silver, and, some providers even offer platinum and palladium. So you can diversify beyond the stock market, which can be a big deal for a lot of people.
It really opens up options. For anyone who's starting to think about retirement and maybe feeling a little unsure about just relying on the stock market, this can be a really interesting path.
Definitely. And, the idea is that with the gold IRA, you're not just tied to the ups and downs of the stock market. The value of physical gold, it doesn't always move in the same direction as stocks. We've seen that historically. During times of economic stress, gold has often performed quite differently.
Absolutely. And that's why it's often seen as a way to reduce risk in a portfolio, reduce that volatility. It can act as a bit of a buffer. Like if you think back to, let's say, the 2008 financial crisis, the S&P 500, it dropped quite a bit.
Yeah.
But during that same time, gold actually saw a surge.
Yeah, it went up by something like 25%.
Exactly. That's a pretty stark contrast, and I think that's a good example of how gold can act as that counter-cyclical asset. It's often seen as a store of value when things are uncertain.
Right. People look to it as a safe haven, especially when the economy is going through tough times. It's that tangibility of it, too. You're holding something real. It's not just numbers on a screen. And that historical resilience, that's what makes the gold IRAs really appealing to many.
I think that's a big part of it. It's about safeguarding your purchasing power over the long term, that kind of security.
So we're not just talking about the concept of gold IRAs today. We're actually diving deep into two of the major players in this space. Augusta Precious Metals and Goldco. We'll be looking at their services, reputations, and what sets them apart.
We'll be comparing things like the range of investment options they offer, the fees, all the practical details, so you can really get a sense of which might be the better fit for your needs.
Okay, so let's start with Augusta Precious Metals. They've been around since 2012, and they've built a really solid reputation.
Yeah, they focus on a few key things: compliance, transparency, customer education, personalized service. They really seem to prioritize guiding their clients through the whole process.
And that guidance seems super important, especially for anyone who's new to the idea of gold IRAs. It can feel a bit overwhelming. But Augusta, they really seem to hold your hand through it. And when you look at their credibility indicators, they're pretty impressive.
Yeah, they've got those top ratings from the Better Business Bureau, the BBB, and the Business Consumer Alliance, the BCA. They've got an A+ and a AAA rating, respectively, which is pretty much as good as it gets.
And here's the thing, they have zero complaints filed with either of those organizations.
That's pretty remarkable. It really speaks to their commitment to customer satisfaction.
Hmm.
And, the BBD, they take these things very seriously.
Oh, yeah. The BBB, they look at a company's history, how they handle complaints, their advertising, and their overall business integrity. Having a spotless record like that, it really tells you they're doing something right.
Yeah, it's not just luck, it's consistent effort. And it's not just the ratings agencies. They've got a ton of industry accolades, too.
Oh, yeah, like Money Magazine. They named Augusta Best Overall Gold IRA Company for both 2023 and 2024. That's back-to-back wins. And coming from a reputable source like Money Magazine, that's a pretty big deal.
It speaks volumes about their credibility. And Investopedia, another well-respected financial publication, they named Augusta most transparent pricing in both 2023 and 2024. And that's crucial when you're dealing with your retirement funds. You want to know exactly what you're paying for.
Absolutely. No hidden fees, no surprises. Transparency is key.
And we can't forget TrustLink. They've recognized Augusta as the best of in their category for 6 years in a row. That's sustained positive feedback, and it shows a commitment to customer satisfaction over the long haul.
Right. It's not a one-time thing, it's a consistent pattern. And another thing that really stands out is their commitment to compliance. They have a whole compliance section in-house with an independent adjudicator, and they even undergo regular third-party compliance inspections. That's a lot of oversight.
And that's really important in the world of precious metals. It's about ensuring trust and security, making sure everything's above board.
Hmm.
And, for Augusta, it's not just about meeting the minimum requirements. They're going above and beyond.
Right. It's about exceeding expectations. And on top of all that, they offer several guarantees to their clients: a 7-day money-back guarantee, a 100% satisfaction guarantee, and a highest buyback guarantee.
That money-back guarantee, it takes some of the risk out of the initial setup. If you're not happy within those first 7 days, you can get your money back.
Right. It's like a trial period, so you can really see if it's a good fit for you. And the highest buyback guarantee shows confidence in the value of the metals they offer. It basically assures you that when you're ready to sell, they'll offer a competitive price.
And another thing that impressed me, they have a Harvard-trained economist on their team.
Wow, that's pretty impressive. It shows a deep level of expertise and a real understanding of the market.
It's not just about selling you gold. It's about understanding the bigger picture, the economic landscape, and how gold fits into all of that.
Right, and that aligns with their focus on customer education. They really want their clients to understand the ins and outs of gold and silver investments so they can make informed decisions. They offer a free guide that explains gold IRAs.
That's a great starting point for anyone who's new to this. And then they encourage one-on-one webinars with their experts, so you can discuss your specific retirement goals, get personalized advice. It's a really hands-on approach.
And then, once you're ready to move forward, they help with all the paperwork, the rollover process from your existing retirement accounts.
Rollovers can be a headache, so having that support can be a huge help.
And from what I've seen, the customer feedback is really positive.
Yeah, people consistently praise their customer service, how easy they make the process, the personalized attention. And it's not just a one-time thing. They offer ongoing support, even after you've made your investment.
Yeah, they really seem to focus on building those long-term relationships. It's about more than just making a sale. Now, there are a couple of unique features that I think are worth highlighting. They offer lifetime customer support, so you're not left on your own after you set up your account.
That's great peace of mind. You can always reach out if you have questions or need assistance. And that one-on-one web conference focused on economic education, that's really valuable. It goes beyond the specifics of their products and gives you a broader understanding of the market.
Right, it's about empowering their clients with knowledge. Okay, so that gives us a good overview of Augusta Precious Metals. Now let's shift gears and look at Goldco. They also specialize in gold IRAs, and they're known for their customer service and expertise in precious metals.
Yeah, Goldco has been around for over a decade. They've got a strong presence in the market. And one of the first things that jumps out is their range of investment options. They offer gold, silver, platinum, and palladium.
So they offer a wider selection of precious metals compared to Augusta.
Exactly. And that can be appealing to investors who are looking for even more diversification within their precious metals holdings.
Right, it gives you more options to tailor your portfolio to your specific needs and risk tolerance. And like Augusta, Goldco puts a big emphasis on education. They have a ton of free guides and articles available.
Yeah, they want their clients to be well informed. And their team, they bring a lot of experience to the table, both in financial markets and in the precious metals industry specifically. So you can feel confident that they know what they're talking about. They offer what they call a full-service approach to gold IRAs.
So what does that actually mean? What does that look like in practice?
They help you with every step of the process, starting with choosing IRS-approved metals, which is super important.
Yeah.
They also help you find a custodian for your IRA.
And just to clarify, a custodian is basically a financial institution that holds your IRA assets. They make sure everything is compliant with IRS regulations. It's a requirement for any IRA.
Exactly. Goldco will help you find one that meets your needs. And they also help you select a secure storage facility for your precious metals. So they handle all the logistics, the paperwork, the rollover process if you're moving funds from an existing retirement account. They really guide you through the whole thing.
So it's a very hands-on, comprehensive approach. And they're very knowledgeable about IRS regulations.
Yeah, which is crucial when you're dealing with retirement accounts. You don't want to run into any tax issues down the line.
And the customer feedback for Goldco, it's very positive. People talk about the professionalism, the knowledgeable staff, how easy they made the rollover process.
They have a lot of stories of retirees who feel much more secure about their financial future after working with Goldco. They feel confident knowing their assets are protected.
Yeah, that peace of mind is priceless, especially when it comes to retirement savings. Now, Goldco also has some specific perks they offer their investors. They have a special incentive promotion for new IRA customers, where you might receive up to 5–10% back in free silver on qualifying investments.
That's a pretty sweet deal. It can add up to a significant amount of silver, especially if you're making a larger investment. And it's on top of the other benefits they offer, like access to educational materials and those one-on-one consultations with their experts.
So they're really committed to supporting their clients and making sure they have all the information they need. Okay, so we've taken a good look at both Augusta Precious Metals and Goldco. Now let's compare them head to head.
Yeah, let's break down some of the key differences. One of the first things that stands out is the investment minimums.
Augusta has an approximate minimum of $50,000 to open a Gold IRA.
Right. But with Goldco, they say they have no purchase minimums.
So that's a pretty big difference. It could make Goldco more accessible to people who are just starting out with precious metals investing.
Yeah, if you're not ready to commit a large sum up front, that can be a big advantage. But it's important to note that the IRA custodians themselves, they might have their own minimums.
Oh, right. So it's always good to check that with the custodian directly. Okay, what about fees? Everyone wants to know about fees.
Well, both companies are transparent about their fees. They're competitive, and they're upfront about what you're paying for. Generally, you can expect charges for setting up the account, for annual maintenance, and for storage.
Right, the usual suspects.
But the specific fee schedules can vary between the companies.
So it's really important to get detailed information directly from each of them.
Absolutely. Don't be afraid to ask for a complete breakdown. You need to know exactly how those fees will impact your investment over time.
Transparency is so important. Okay, let's talk about the precious metals selection again.
Augusta, they primarily focus on gold and silver for their gold IRAs.
And Goldco offers gold, silver, platinum, and palladium, so they have a wider selection.
Right, and that might be a deciding factor for some investors. If diversification is your top priority, having those extra options can be beneficial.
Okay, now where are these precious metals actually stored?
Augusta primarily partners with the Delaware Depository. It's a really secure facility. Goldco also offers storage at the Delaware Depository, but they give you other options as well. They have a few different storage facilities across the U.S.
So you have more choices with Goldco, but no matter which depository you choose, you can be sure it's going to be highly secure. Those IRS-approved facilities, they have very strict standards.
Absolutely. Security is paramount. Okay, now customer support. Both companies really emphasize this, but there are some subtle differences in their approach.
Yeah, like Augusta, they're all about that lifetime customer support. They have those educational webinars with their Harvard-trained economists. It's like having a financial advisor on call.
And Goldco, they're very focused on customizing investment strategies to each client's individual goals. They offer a wide range of educational resources.
So it's like Augusta's more focused on long-term guidance, that educational aspect, and Goldco's more about tailoring strategies to your specific needs.
Exactly. Both approaches are valuable. It just depends what you're looking for. Okay, let's take a quick look at those ratings side by side.
Yeah, let's see how they stack up.
Both Augusta Precious Metals and Goldco have an A+ rating from the BBB, a AAA rating from the BCA, and a 5 out of 5 stars rating on TrustLink. So in terms of overall public perception, they're pretty much neck and neck.
Yeah, no red flags there. Both companies seem to have a really good reputation, but what about complaints?
This is where things get interesting. Augusta Precious Metals, they have 0 complaints with both the BBB and the BCA.
0?
0. That's over their entire history.
Wow, that's pretty unheard of.
It really is. It suggests a high level of customer satisfaction and a really effective system for resolving issues. Now, Goldco, they have 48 complaints closed in the last 3 years with the BBB, and 28 of those were closed in the last 12 months. The BCA also reports 1 complaint closed in the last 3 years for Goldco.
So there's a significant difference in the complaint records. While it's normal for a company to have some complaints, having 0 is remarkable.
It's definitely something to consider when making your decision. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground. Let's wrap things up with some key takeaways.
Yeah, let's summarize what we've learned.
Both Augusta Precious Metals and Goldco, they're strong contenders in the Gold IRA space.
Augusta really shines in terms of compliance, their spotless complaint record, those industry awards, and those peace of mind guarantees.
And Goldco, they offer a wider selection of precious metals, they have strong market presence, and they have that policy of no purchase minimums.
So which one is better?
Well, It really depends on your individual needs and goals. If that zero complaint record is really important to you, if you value that educational approach, then Augusta might be a better fit.
And if you want a broader selection of metals and maybe you're not ready to make a huge initial investment, Goldco could be a better option.
Regardless of which provider you choose, it's important to remember the potential benefits of a Gold IRA. It can be a really valuable tool for diversification. It can potentially protect your savings against inflation and market volatility.
It's about creating a more resilient retirement portfolio. And before we go, let's just touch on a few common FAQs about Gold IRAs.
Yeah, just to clear up any lingering questions. So first of all, what exactly is a Gold IRA? It's a self-directed IRA that allows you to hold physical precious metals: gold, silver, sometimes platinum, and palladium.
Can you roll over funds from an existing retirement account into a Gold IRA?
Absolutely. You can typically roll over funds from traditional IRAs, 401k, and other eligible retirement accounts. Both Augusta and Goldco can guide you through that process.
Is a Gold IRA safe?
Well, like any investment, there's always some risk. But gold has historically been a safe haven asset during uncertain times. It can hedge against inflation and market volatility. However, it's important to have a balanced portfolio. Don't put all your eggs in one basket.
What about taxes?
The tax treatment for a Gold IRA is generally similar to other retirement accounts. Contributions might be tax deductible, and any gains are tax deferred until retirement. But there are specific IRS rules regarding the types of gold you can hold and how it needs to be stored.
So make sure you work with a knowledgeable provider to make sure you're following all the rules.
Absolutely. And finally, how do you actually get started with a Gold IRA?
Yeah, what are the steps?
You choose a reputable provider like Augusta or Goldco. You open a self-directed IRA account with them. You select the metals you want to invest in. You purchase them. And then you arrange for their storage in an approved depository. Your provider will walk you through the whole process.
All right, so hopefully that answers some of your questions. We've covered a lot today. We've explored Gold IRAs in depth, and we've compared two of the leading providers, Augusta Precious Metals and Goldco.
We hope this information gives you the confidence to make informed decisions about your retirement savings
We want you to feel empowered to take control of your financial future.
and to explore all the options that are available to you.
Exactly. So here's something to ponder. Given everything we've discussed, how might adding precious metals to your long-term financial plan through a Gold IRA potentially enhance your sense of security and give you more diversification options? It's definitely something to consider.
It's all about finding the right strategy for you. And hopefully this deep dive is giving you some valuable insights to help you on that journey.
Thanks for joining us.
Until next time.
Take care.